As a longtime fan of Nioh and Team Ninja, yes, I even found charm in the polarizing Rise of the Ronin, I dove into Nioh 3 with high hopes and a pinch of skepticism. Now look, I'm not one of those people who supports something blindly and then when they start doing weird stuff I just go along with it and pretend it's not an issue, or that it's not happening. Not mentioning anyone or anything in particular, honest. Anyway, while there's a lot to celebrate with Nioh 3, it's impossible to ignore some glaring issues that might dampen the excitement. So I'm going to start off with those. But just to be clear, overall, Nioh 3 is extremely exciting. It takes the core fundamentals of Nioh 1 and 2, mixes them in with the best parts of Wolong and Rise of the Ronin, games which I enjoyed thoroughly, and puts them into this lovely Nioh open world framework. Anyway, let's go back to the negatives first and then we'll go back into the many positives. It's hard to shake the feeling that Nioh 3 leans heavily on its predecessors, almost to a fault. The game borrows liberally from Wolong and Ronin, stitching their best bits into an open world Nioh. But it also copy-pastes directly from previous Nioh games, to the point you just can't shake the feeling that it's a bit of an asset flip. The execution feels more like a copy-pasta job than a seamless integration of new and old. The aging engine, which already felt outdated 3 years ago and was heavily criticised back then, struggles to keep up now, not surprisingly, leaving the visuals and performance lagging behind modern standards. It may run at 60 FPS in performance mode, but you can't tell me this game doesn't look muddy as hell. To put it more simply, it looks like a relic of the past. Add to this that previous games like Ronin and Wolong had terrible performance and awful visuals, as well as bad PC ports. You can't help but fear a bit for Nioh 3. Also, when are we going to talk about Team Ninja moving to a new engine? It looks like for Ninja Gaiden 4 they have their own in-house Platinum engine. It's a shame that Nioh 3 isn't using that engine. Let me know your thoughts if you feel at some point this lack of visual modernization is going to affect your enjoyment of games. Thankfully, gameplay is king, and I believe that as well. Don't you just feel like, what if? Moving on to the open world, and it's important to note here that this is an alpha and this is the very beginning of the game. However, if I criticize Nioh for graphical issues, one thing you can never criticize it for is its art direction. I always felt this mix of human and yokai worlds was done brilliantly by the art team at Team Ninja. However, in the open world at the beginning, gone are the intricately crafted dungeons that Nioh fans adored, replaced by an expansive yet slightly underwhelming landscape. The art direction, usually a standout feature of the series, feels a touch muted in this early build. That said, there's hope that the later stages of the game will bring the vibrant, atmospheric environments we've come to expect from Team Ninja and blend them into an open world. Okay, so I wanted to get the criticisms out of the way first, because I do feel like when you love something, you tend to, well, turn a blind eye to some of the things it's been consecutively doing badly, especially over previous games. But let's focus on what it gets right. And you know what? There's a lot that it gets right. Nioh 3 feels fantastic to play even at this early stage. The game flow has seen significant improvement. Missions occur naturally within the open world, eliminating the disjointed experience of loading into missions from a menu screen. That was a pet peeve I had with Nioh games of the past. This shift creates a more immersive and living experience. The exploration, hidden bosses and loot, all hallmarks of the series, are present and shine as brightly as ever. If Team Ninja can just lean into this artistic freedom, there's potential for the world to feel as dynamic and engaging as the combat. Where it delivers most, as always, is in the combat. It's fluid, it's rewarding, and it's brimming with possibilities. The new dual style system, allowing players to switch between a fast ninja mode and a traditional samurai mode, is a welcome addition. While for some it may ruffle the feathers, it opens up exciting opportunities for unique builds and playstyles without having to sacrifice speed or strength. Parrying has also been elevated from a situational skill to a core mechanic, adding depth to every encounter. The burst counter, a series staple, feels better than ever, with a perfectly tuned window that makes each successful execution immensely satisfying and seamlessly stance switches you, allowing for fluid encounters. And the big takeaway here is that it allows for a lot of variation in the encounter by encounter gameplay. I was a huge fan of the parry and counters in Wolong and Ronin, so I'm delighted to see them make a comeback in Nioh. So final thoughts, I spent a lot of time on it, a lot more than I thought I was going to, actually to the point that it delayed my Mario Kart World review, which I'm working on at the moment. Yes, it's an alpha, and yes, there's room for improvement, but beneath the recycled assets and technical shortcomings lies a game with the potential to recapture the greatness of Nioh 2 while pushing the series in bold directions. The foundation is more than solid, it's borderline perfection. It just needs refinement around the edges, especially in this open world setting. If Team Ninja can polish the visuals, give some variation in the open world design, and inject life into it, Nioh 3 could become the masterpiece that Nioh 2 was. For now though, it just sits at very, very promising. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed that, please let me know what you thought of the demo. Do you have any of the gripes I had? Do you like the changes to the combat? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, peace, take care, and I will definitely see you for the full release.